A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English, that's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ben.
All right, and last time we've been catching up with Simon and Lucia, and Simon felt kind of upset at work because his new coworker said something to him that he was not very happy about. So this leads us to our warm-up question for today. It says, what can you do to be polite when you meet someone new?
Yeah, that's really important because you want to make a good impression,
right?
Or have someone look at you in a good way. So I think it's important to smile and really be interested in the other person so that you both can have a common ground to share some conversation with each other.
Yeah. Right. I think you should also look at the person in the eye.
Oh, that's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, if you're using your phone and you say hi to someone, that's actually really rude. So make the effort to, look at them in the eye and say hello and smile. And I think you give people a better impression that way.
Yeah.
All right, so are you ready to find out why Simon was kind of upset?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
find out.
I want to
know. Let's see.
Culture shock! Hello, Simon. You look tired. Warm-up question. What can you do to be polite when you meet someone new?
Lucia and Simon are talking at home.
He said that you look tired.
Yeah, I was a bit cross.
Why? He was just concerned about your health.
Maybe, but it sounds like he's saying, you don't look good today. And it got worse.
Simon remembers talking with his coworker.
Do you have a Taiwanese girlfriend?
Simon stops remembering.
What did you say?
I said no. I wanted to avoid more personal questions.
You can compliment them. Tell them that their English is good. Ask them about it. Then they can talk about themselves instead of you.
I'll try it.
Simon is at work speaking to his coworker.
Simon, how much money do you make?
Your English is really good. Did you study abroad?
No, but I was the top student in my class.
Simon listens, but is happy not to answer more questions.
Word power!
Avoid. Avoid. I made some mistakes on my last test. This time, I'll avoid doing that. I made some mistakes on my last test. This time, I'll avoid doing that. Personal. Personal. Asking personal questions about people's love lives can make them angry. Asking personal questions about people's love lives can make them angry. Abroad. Abroad. Tiffany wants to study abroad. She's looking at schools in the U.S. Tiffany wants to study abroad. She's looking at schools in the U.S. Top. Top. This is one of the top schools in the country for chemistry. Many students want to study here. This is one of the top schools in the country for chemistry. Many students want to study here.
词汇。
Concerned, girlfriend, compliment, instead of.
Okay, so our scenario for today, it says Lucia and Simon are talking at home. And, previously we learned that his new co-worker said to Simon, you look tired. He was asking about why he looked tired. And Lucia said, he said that you look tired. Okay, so maybe to Lucia it doesn't seem, anything
nothing
strange,
too big or anything.
but to Simon,
but could have been something really big, like I look tired. Why are you saying that all of a sudden? But anyway, Simon says, yeah, I was a bit cross. Yeah, so cross, let's look at that word. Cross means feeling a bit angry and annoyed. For example, when something we hear does not please our ear, it can make us feel a bit cross. Such as a friend might say, they are more skilled at you at the piano or another instrument. It might make you feel a little angry, a bit annoyed. It might make your mood feel a bit down. He still might be on your mind as you might be thinking, well, I am the better piano player, or why did they have to say that in the first place?
Yeah, sometimes when people say like, a lot of times, when you go back home for Chinese New Year dinner, all the grandmas and grandpas are like, oh, did you get fat?
Oh, that happens a lot.
And you're just like, That might make you feel cross.
Oh,
or
very cross,
they might ask like, why didn't you, or maybe for students, they might ask, why didn't you get 100 on the test? Or how come this person got a better grade? They don't say it
directly, but it's kind of what they're implying, what they're really saying.
So that might make you feel angry, or, the British way, it might make you feel cross. All right, next we see here in the picture, Lucia looks confused. Okay, she says, why? He was just concerned about your health. So again, for Lucia, she thinks it's quite normal. It's nothing bad because the coworker is just showing his concern for Simon. Now, when you feel concerned for someone, it just means that you feel worried for them. So he's just worried about your health, or this person is just worried about you in general.
Yeah, they're just saying about how do you look? How do you look exactly? So it's just like that. But Simon says maybe, but it sounds like he's saying you don't look good today. And it got worse.
I wonder what other things he could be saying to make Simon upset. Okay, so here in the scenario, it says that Simon remembers talking with his coworker, and his coworker asks him, do you have a Taiwanese girlfriend? Okay, so I kind of can see why Simon is a little bit upset, because he's going in with the personal questions. Okay, so this is something that we kind of mentioned earlier. We shouldn't, ask someone such personal information like, oh, how old are you? How much do you weigh? Things like that. So for Simon, this is too personal, because he asks him, does he have a Taiwanese girlfriend? Now, a girlfriend is basically maybe a girl person that you like. It's a person that you like. It's a girl, and that you kind of like them romantically, and that you want to be with them. Now, of course, the opposite would be boyfriend. Okay, someone that you like romantically.
Exactly. That's a pretty direct question. So he might feel a little cross and saying, well, that was a little too soon to ask that question without really knowing me. But anyway, so Simon stops remembering, and Lucia says, what did you say?
Okay. And Simon says, I said no. I wanted to avoid more personal questions. Okay, so quite a few words in there. Let's start with the word avoid. Okay, avoid is A-V-O-I-D, avoid. So avoid here is a verb, and it means to stay away from something or to stop something from happening. So for example, if you maybe see someone that you don't want to talk to and you want to avoid them, it means you might try not to make eye contact with them, or you might try to hide or wear sunglasses or a hat to not to see this person. It means that you are avoiding them. All right, so let's take a look at our word power sentence. It says, I made some mistakes on my last test. This time I'll avoid doing that. I made some mistakes on my last test. This time I'll avoid doing that. All right, Simon does not want to answer such things. He's trying to avoid it. It's just like for Chinese New Year, when we don't want to answer too many questions, we hide in our rooms. We're trying to avoid the aunties and uncles from asking us too much stuff. Very stressful time. But here we see that Simon was trying to avoid some personal questions. So what is personal?
Yeah, it takes us to our word power word. It's personal. It's P-E-R-S-O-N-A-L. It's an adjective, personal. P-E-R-S-O-N-A-L. All right, so personal means relating to one's private life. It's including emotions and relationships, rather than one's career or public life. Personal questions can be, do you like anyone in the office? Or how much is your salary here? Are you married? Really, any questions that are not in the open or should not be shared in the public are personal questions. Now, the question was a bit personal when my boss asked if I was married or not. That's a personal question. Here's another word power sentence. Asking personal questions about people's lives can make them angry. Asking personal questions about people's love lives can make them angry.
Okay, I now see why Simon's upset, because there are just some things you don't want everybody to know or you don't want to share with everyone. So for him, you know, the question about the girlfriend is a personal question. Okay, now here we see a picture. Lucia thinks about it. So she's probably,
So Lucia says you can compliment them. Tell them that their English is good. Ask them about it. Then they can talk about themselves instead of you. So that brings us to compliment, and it's an expression of praise or approval. So here's an example. I received a compliment for my good handwriting. So think of a compliment as a good job.
All right, so actually that's really smart of Lucia. So when people ask you personal questions, she thought of a way to kind of stop it and to kind of bring the problem back to this person. So that's actually really smart of her. So she said that maybe you should ask this person another question instead, okay? And here we saw the phrase instead of. Now, instead of just means in place of something else. So to have A and not to have B. So I can say I would rather go to the beach instead of staying at home. Okay, so it means that I would rather do A, okay, go to the beach, than B. Okay, very
one
easy.
or the other, yeah.
Okay, here we see in the picture Simon looks pleased. So he thinks, yeah, it's a really great idea.
Yeah, so Simon says, I'll try it. So Simon is at work and he's speaking to his coworker as he says this. Yeah.
All right, so let's see how it works out with the coworker. So the coworker again approaches Simon. He says, Simon, how much money do you make?
Ooh, yeah,
That's a very personal question.
Yeah.
And then Simon thinks about Lucia and about the tip she gives him. She is giving him a thumbs up. So in his mind, he's thinking about, okay, you know, good job, you can do it. So why is it how much and not how many? Okay, so we saw here in the sentence earlier, we saw the coworker says, oh, how much money do you make? Which one do you use? Well, let's take a short break and our teacher will show us in Magic Box.
Magic Box 找亮点。
各位长官，大家好！身为军人，我立正后最擅长的就是立正。这不仅是一种规矩，也是体现出我身为军人的骄傲与坚持啊！How many hours did you stand here？ 你问我已经在这里站多久了？我在这里站多久不重要，重要的呢是你来了，我就要马上来跟你分享一下 how many、how much 这个文法喽。英文里面要问有多少，我们就可以使用 how many 或者 how much 这两个句型来开头了。比方说呢，我们可以问一年有多少个季节啊 ？How many seasons are there in a year? There are 4 seasons in a year. 一年呢，我们有4季哦。或者是呢，我们可以问说 How much time did you spend on this project? 你在这个专案上花了多少时间呢？有多少呢？我们就可以使用 how many 跟 how much 来询问。但是呢，这两者之间有什么差别呢？其实非常明显哦。注意到呢，刚刚我们问的两个问句有什么特别的地方 ？How many seasons 跟 how much time？ 你有没有注意到呢？关键呢就在我们后面接的这个名词哦。没有错，当我们要使用 many 的时候呢，要接的是可数名词了。例如呢，我们刚刚讲 seasons，OK， 有几个季节，这是可数的。或是像是 books 书本 ，pens 这个原子笔等等，这些呢是可以数的名词，我们呢就要使用 many。 那像是比较抽象的，比方说时间啊、金钱，或者是呢像是液体、饮料、水啊这些不可数的，没有办法拆成一个一个，这时候呢我们就要搭配的是 much， 这就是它们之间最明显的差别咯。现在呢，我们知道了 how many 跟 how much 的差别，接下来呢，我们就要看看怎么造句了。首先呢，我们可以搭配的是 there is、there are 的句型，那边有没有？比方说，像我们刚刚问一年四季，或者是呢，我们可以说 how many days are there in a week？ 一周里面有几天呢？或者是呢 ，How many apples are there on the table？ 桌上有多少颗苹果呢？我们也可以搭配人的有没有哦 ，have，OK？比方说呢，像是你有多少 ？How many books do you have？ 你有几本书啊？或者是呢，像是以色列一直说他们家很有钱 ，How much money does she have？OK， 她到底有多少钱呢？因为呢，这个 much 这个字呢，我们刚刚讲说它搭配的是不可数名词，也可以搭配金钱。那因为太常跟这个金钱搭配，太常被拿来问价钱了，所以呢，我们也很常直接呢使用 how much 这个句型呢来问价钱。How much money does this jacket cost？ 这件外套值多少钱？因为太常用了呢，我们可以把 money 直接省略掉。How much does this jacket cost？OK， 这样子的用法呢也是正确的咯。所以记得呢，我们在问有没有，记得呢就要用 how many 或者 how much。可数的名词呢，我们要搭配的是 many。那不可数的，像是金钱啦、时间，我们就要搭配的是 much。非常简单吧？
All right, so Simon says your English is really good. Did you study abroad? The coworker smiles as this is said. So here's our word power word, abroad. It's an adverb and it's spelled A-B-R-O-A-D, abroad. So let's look at this word abroad. So abroad means to go to a foreign country or overseas. Now many people studying abroad in college by traveling to a different country and going to a different university as well. Like Jill is going abroad to Spain this summer. Here's a word power sentence. Tiffany wants to study abroad. She's looking at schools in the US. Tiffany wants to study abroad. She's looking at schools in the US.
That's right. I'm planning to enroll in Harvard one day.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's too hard. I don't think I'll get into Harvard. Anyway, so the coworker says, no, but I was the top student in my class. So you see how Simon turned it around and made it into, the coworker talking about himself. So that's actually a really, 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 really great way to change the topic. And here we see Simon listens, but is happy not to answer more questions, and I'm pretty sure he's happy that he doesn't have to answer more questions about himself. Now let's take a look at this word power. It says top. Okay, the word is top, T-O-P, top. Top means the highest position in rank or success. So if you're a top student in class, it means that you are number one and you have really, really good grades. So usually you can be number 1, 2, or 3, or whichever the rank is. So you can be the top 5 or top 10. That's what top means. So let's take a look at our word power sentence. It says, this is one of the top schools in the country for chemistry. Many students want to study here. This is one of the top schools in the country for chemistry. Many students want to study here. All right, so Simon was upset, but luckily he found a way to kind of, stop getting upset. And this is also a really good way to change the topic if you don't want to answer any personal questions. But sometimes those are just hard to avoid, I think. Maybe we can use this next time during Chinese New Year with your aunties and uncles, and we can see how it works. But that is all the time that we have for today. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back for our review time.
Wait for it. It's review time. 复习时间到喽。
All right, so our review time for today is Pictionary. So what we're going to do is maybe Ben, you can draw first.
Yeah.
You can draw a picture of something, and then we can try to guess which word power word he's drawing. So let's go through the different words we had to learn today. So we had the word avoid. And avoid just means, you want to stay away from someone or you want to stay away from something. So Simon was trying to avoid personal questions. And let me think. We also have the word personal. Yeah. Personal means, okay, because we have the word person, it means yourself. So something about yourself. Okay?
That was a little hard to draw.
I took a peek at what Ben's drawing. I'm trying to guess which word it is now. Oh yeah, we had the word abroad as well. Abroad means to go overseas. So
yeah, I'll let you guys see this one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
This might help a little bit.
Oh, is it a star? A starfish? Can you give me some clues?
Yeah, going underwater. So let's see. So I guess some people might travel by air.
Oh, you said something I know. Okay, it's the word abroad, right?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Because you might want to study overseas, so you might have to study abroad.
Well, I guess you could take a boat, but I guess most people would travel by flight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks for the clue.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right. My turn?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so we don't have the word avoid anymore. Let me think. I got one. All right. I'll try to be fast.
These are tough ones. We have personal, abroad, or top. Now, some of these are really hard to draw, especially describing ones, description ones.
Okay.
Yeah, test your drawing skills.
Ta-da!
Oh, so it looks like a star. Well, that's a tough one, actually. You guys might have a better idea than me.
This one.
So it looks like this person is thinking of something, like a star. It's on the top of the head, but I don't know if that's right. But yeah.
I think you kind of guessed it.
It could be. Well, it really could be too. It could be like top or personal, really. It could be something like, this is a star, like something really important in my mind. So it could be a personal question or top. I'm going to go with personal.
The answer is top. Oh. This is a medal or something that they want.
Oh, I see.
They're number one in class. I mean, it's okay. I'm not very good at drawing, so.
Oh, I just realized from there. I just realized
really sad.
Yeah, I see it for a second.
It's okay. I'm not really good at drawing, but you guys can try playing this game, or you can try other games as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, there we go.
We learned a lot of things today. We hope you enjoyed, but that's all the time that we have for today. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Ben.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Culture shock! Hello, Simon. You look tired. Warm-up question. What can you do to be polite when you meet someone new?
Lucia and Simon are talking at home.
He said that you look tired.
Yeah, I was a bit cross.
Why? He was just concerned about your health.
Maybe, but it sounds like he's saying, you don't look good today. And it got worse.
Simon remembers talking with his coworker.
Do you have a Taiwanese girlfriend?
Simon stops remembering.
What did you say?
I said no. I wanted to avoid more personal questions.
You can compliment them. Tell them that their English is good. Ask them about it. Then they can talk about themselves instead of you.
I'll try it.
Simon is at work speaking to his coworker.
Simon, how much money do you make?
Your English is really good. Did you study abroad?
No, but I was the top student in my class.
Simon listens, but is happy not to answer more questions.
Word power!
Avoid. Avoid. I made some mistakes on my last test. This time, I'll avoid doing that. I made some mistakes on my last test. This time, I'll avoid doing that. Personal. Personal. Asking personal questions about people's love lives can make them angry. Asking personal questions about people's love lives can make them angry. Abroad, abroad. Tiffany wants to study abroad. She's looking at schools in the U.S. Tiffany wants to study abroad. She's looking at schools in the U.S. Top, top. This is one of the top schools in the country for chemistry. Many students want to study here. This is one of the top schools in the country for chemistry. Many students want to study here.
认识字汇
concerned, girlfriend, compliment, instead of,